Okay, everybody, thank you all for attending. I'm Matt Marco. I've had the distinct honor and privilege to have been asked by the supervisor to kick things off here today. So this is the state of the township. So if anybody's in the wrong, the Alcoholics Anonymous is the other. But I see we've got a lot of dignitaries here. Mike Harris, our state rep, is here somewhere. There he is. Sitting next to Amanda Love, who's on our school board here in Independence Township. And Jim Tedder is here, our former state rep. Did you leave, Jim? Oh, we went over to the Alcoholics. Oh, there he is. Yeah, you're sitting right in front of me. No wonder why. Jenny Brown is here from Dutton Farm. Has nothing to do with the TV series Yellowstone, but she's here. They run a sort of like a rehab facility for people with disabilities, right? Or something like that. So Bruce Quickly is here. He's running for trustee. There he is. He's a candidate. We've actually got two of the candidates running for treasurer here in Independence Township. We got Eric Klein is here, and Mark Patterson is here. So, Mark, yep, there he is in the back. So afterwards, it's a good chance to get a chance to talk to these guys. Dan Klein is here. He represents, or he works for the county, Oakland County, for the government. I think you say you do communications, right? And of course, we got Shawn Ryan here, Superintendent of Schools, who will be speaking next. So I'd like to invite up Pastor Ruben Hilario of the Mount Zion Church. Oh, very good, for an invocation. Thank you.
Let's bow our heads. Heavenly Father, thank you for bringing us together here today as a community. We ask you that your presence and your guidance be with us as we discuss all the estates of this township and the issues that matter to us. We pray for our leaders. They may have wisdom and compassion and their decisions, and help us all to work together for the good of our township and for the people. I ask that you bless the conversations and discussions and give us open hearts and minds to listen and understand each other. And may your love and peace be with us in everything that we do. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen.
Thank you. And I'll say that Mount Zion Church is one impressive operation you got going on there. I don't know if anybody hasn't had a chance to see it. They do world-class type of entertainment and things like that in that place. It's very impressive. Anyway, it's my honor to introduce the Superintendent of Schools for Clarkston, Shawn Ryan.
Else. But apparently I need to speak into a microphone. It was going so well there. But from substitute teacher, student teacher, classroom teacher in the sciences at the high school, to assistant principal for a couple years, to principal of our junior high, to assistant superintendent, and then to superintendent in Clarkston, I've actually literally have seen all facets of the organization. I've swept the floors in the summer. I've taught summer school, night school, helped maintenance, plugged leaks, worked on boilers, driven a bus. No, really, I've driven a bus as part of Clarkston Schools. And I think that those experiences over the last 30 years have really kind of provided me with an insight on how to be a superintendent. But that's only part of the equation. The other part is living in Clarkston for almost 3 decades. This wonderful town, this wonderful community has a way of adopting people and taking care of its own. And one thing I've loved about Clarkston community and being part of our schools, the first thing I would say about it is our schools are our representation of our community. And I'll tell you what, 10 years ago, that was a lot easier to say. Because I didn't have to worry about the political and all the rest of the nonsense going on in the world, because I had to worry about educating kids, teaching them respect, and helping them as they grew into the adults that they could be. From my neighborhood, literally, my kids came up, 4 of them up, and 2 of them are still in Clarkston Community Schools right now. And as I talk about the state of the school system, you cannot pull apart the values of this community and how we exist within the greater country and what we mean as we develop our youth. In a lot of ways, it's tougher right now to be a kid than it's ever been, I think, in the history of the world. And I'm not talking just about social media and all the pressures of growing up so fast that we see out there in society and what media really tries to feed people. I'm talking about the whole piece of being a human right now is hard. We live in a society that's fractured in many ways, but I feel like if you're not going to take a stand for your children and make that a place that we fight forward from, then there's not really much hope in the future. And the great thing about being in Clarkston Schools and being part of Independence Township is that the people around here care. They care about their schools, and they care about the values and all the parts that we teach and that are part of them. And we know that a major and all parts of that really coming people starts at home with good parents, parents who invest and talk about right and wrong with their kids. You know, this is the state of Clarkston Schools. There's nothing more important right now than developing our children into eventually the citizens, our neighbors, the politicians, and hopefully the presidents and the legislatures of the future that are going to exist to try to support and push this great nation forward. So definitely don't do it alone, but to me, I feel like I needed to come out a little bit like a raging bull because, you know what, I'm not going to read through a prepared piece. I have my slides because my team says, Shawn, we need to keep Dr. Ryan on point. And I promise to keep someone on point because I do have some good information between the lines, but I wanted you to feel what we're about in Clarkston Schools. And if you've been alive for 5 minutes and living in this community, or if you've driven through at least 4 or 5 times, you know that we take a tremendous amount of pride in the success of our kids here in Clarkston. They are our future here. And whether you're talking about the arts, which, you know, if you've been to a Clarkston musical or play, hopefully many of you have. If you have not, it is literally the cheapest, best entertainment night you can have out in Clarkston. Bring your family, bring your kids, because the amount of work and the level of professionalism that goes into our arts here in Clarkston is second to none. I'm so proud of the kids. And I'll start with that because you know what? Most people, when I talk about Clarkston and what they know about it, what's the first thing they say?
Union.
Yeah.
The union.
The union, and then when you talk about the schools, people assimilate it with, you're killing me here.
Yeah.
Didn't mean to put you on the spot. Okay, little secret. We're pretty good at sports in Clarkston. That's what I was looking for. Sorry. No prize for you. Football, baseball, right now, #1 tennis program in the state of Michigan. My daughter's on the team. Little shameless plug. It was at one of her matches here. We lost against West Bloomfield. We'll get them at the state finals. But we're very, very proud. Tongue-in-cheek. Thank you. But looking at what we do in the athletic department in the areas and the way kids excel has been a tradition in Clarkston, way past the Fifes and a number of students that we have gone on to college to play and on to professional sports. But that's only part of it. You know, we're more than our basketball program in Clarkston. You know, to me, it's a belief system. It's about the arts. It's about the academics of prepping kids for the next level. And it's about making Clarkston Schools a firm part of the overall community and part of Independence Township, which I'm so proud to be part of. And you can see it. To me, it's a look on faces. And when I can tell whether it's a crowd like this evening or when I walk into one of our schools, it's a living thing. To me, I can feel the energy in a school. And when there's a problem with that energy, you can bet I visit that school more often. And really looking at how the school system really reflects that of this community, you can't be prouder to be associated with it. When I go downtown and I see the Clarkston Block C's on the flagpoles, to me, it is a message. It is a message that Clarkston is not only a place, it's a place that we're proud of, and we call our home and our community with Independence Township. I call it, to me, that's all Clarkston, that it's the schools right there with you. So, big events over the last couple of years. As you see, in 2022, we passed a bond. You don't have to worry about reading. I'm going to provide all the information. This just to keep me on point. But we passed nearly a $200 million proposition to our community, which supported us because we're wise with our money, and we avoid long-term the idea that you can let your schools crumble. We invest in schools because they reflect and they show property values and everything else within a community. The curb appeal, the quality of your school system, and as part of Independence Township, is something that we should all be proud about because it's been a generational investment. And for the first time, we're one of the only school districts. I remember when I was a kid, we never had things like air conditioning or anything, but now with year-round schooling and everything else, it's more difficult to be able to do that. That's being installed over the next 2 summers in our buildings, along with new door locks and security features. And that's really second to the crown jewel, which is the new Clarkston Junior High School. And as far as the state of the school district, myself, my colleague here, and supporter and partner in crime here, Miss Amanda Love, will be breaking ground here for the new junior high in the next couple weeks, a month, and they'll be starting that process in phase 1 this summer. It's going to be a project that goes from 2024 to 2028. Pardon me for 1 second. No, I got this. What elementary are you going to be going to? You're going to be going to Clarkston Schools, right? Can I get a hey? Yeah, all right. Sorry, it's kind of like clientele. I work for kids. I work for this community. But over the next 4 years in phases, on the same site plan that the current junior high exists, we're going to be building one over it. And this building served us well as a high school and a junior high. I was the principal of that building. I have a lot of love and a lot of great memories there, but it's going to be a beautiful part in addition to this community school system, and it's going to serve us for the next 100 years moving forward. And I'm really proud to think that looking forward, I don't see a need to be building any new buildings or anything like that for the next generation. My hope is to get us in a point where that, as opposed to having to secure, like almost every community, that long-term debt, my idea is more go towards short-term money in, money out with sinking funds and other type of things that we have from the state. Why burden our children or our grandchildren with debt that we don't need to? But I also can't function with crumbling schools at the same time. We got to get ahead of the game, and then we need to maintain it. And I don't think I'm telling anything to anybody that's not a homeowner in Clarkston. If you own a house in Clarkston, everybody knows it. If you don't put money in along the way, you let that roof leak go just a couple extra months because you're thinking, if I just get my tax returns back or something like that, worse things happen. And to me, taking care of what you have is job one. It's part of being part of this community for so long. I work very, very hard to keep our schools beautiful and to be part of a gem of this community. So again, between now and 2028, you will see that building go up. If you'd like more information about that, please reach out to my office, and I could literally talk for an hour, hour and a half easily on all different components of that bond. Also, safety and security. With the Oxford tragedy and all of that you see in the press related to the families and peace of mind of what we need in Clarkston, to me, our look in cooperation with law enforcement, we teach that too young. And we also look at it as a partnership with Independence Township, who I have to tip my hat and say thank you for your investment and continued support of our resource officers. We have 3 in Clarkston. We have one officer that is all full-time at the high school, never leaves during operation hours, ready to react to any situation. His car parks up on the curb if you've ever been to the high school. Not to send a negative message, but one for students to know, hey, we're here, we care about you, and when you walk into our buildings, if you think you're going to cause harm to anybody, you're going to have another thing coming to you. And that's the message that's supposed to be coming from me, your superintendent. That's the same thing at the junior high. Based on the age spread, we have a second resource officer that covers that building every minute of operation, including we had a shelter in place last week. Perfect integration support between Clarkston staff and our Independence Township resource officers. Again, thank you. We also have a third officer that rotates right now between our middle school and our elementaries, covers a lot of territory, but these officers do more than just the old school DARE. You remember where it was like, support against using drugs and things? Much more comprehensive. They're not only integrated in making relationships with kids, showing us what that should be between police and community, very young age, but they're also there helping solve crimes, working the angles of having access to support families, because you can imagine a school is a microcosm of the community. We're talking upwards of 7,000 students and, mathematically 14,000 parents, give or take. And there's a lot of things that need supported within that part of our community. And I think with our resource officers and the support of the township, we've been able to do that. Additionally, we've had safety audits for independent firms come through our buildings. I am a superintendent in education. I am not a professional when it comes to law enforcement or safety and security. Can I follow directions? Heck yeah. My wife had me replace our water heater a couple months ago. YouTubed it, right? Honestly, not the same level of pressure and know-how that you need when you're keeping your community's children safe. So we're not going to YouTube that one. We have security firms that have personnel that have been highly trained, either as far as national security specialists and or homeland security specialists, literally go down every hallway, every door, every classroom in Clarkston Community Schools. Safety is critical because it's not only the piece of making sure that physical safety, but what I'm finding more and more in schools, as I'm giving the state of them, is that emotional safety, that parents have peace of mind when they drop their kids off to our schools, that they know that they can go to work or whatever they need to do and not have to worry about their children's safety and their well-being while they're not there. To me, that is job one. And in Clarkston, we put an amazing amount of time and resources. I wanted you to know from the state of the school perspective, we're looking at adding on another part-time security director and potentially a fourth liaison to really work from the police angle to cover more territory and have that more involvement. As far as the nitty-gritty, whether it's the door handles, like simple thing like what you consider door hardware that you go to Home Depot to buy, for somebody like you and me, it's maybe 30, 40 bucks. I won't quote you on that. But for the ones that we purchase, or the part of our doors, you're talking about hundreds of dollars for an individual door net. They're rated to protect kids from fires, from being assaulted, broken through, or anything like that. When we go a lockdown, we know what we're doing. It's perfect synchrony and cooperation with our law enforcement, and I feel really good about the state of security. Literally, I have my daughter Ellie is a freshman at Clarkston Junior High, and my next daughter, Evan, is a junior at Clarkston High School. It is personal for me. It always has been, and it will be even when my kids are gone. Kids' safety is absolutely job one. Next, again, I don't think you're going to be able to maybe read that, but when you look at Clarkston's achievement, and that should be. I wish I lived in a world where the first slide I showed up there is, how are our kids doing in school? How are they doing compared to students in Michigan and across the country, right? That's where it should be. It's not. We need to work as a community, a culture, and a country to take back that idea that violence is okay and that we're going to tolerate it. Sorry, I can kind of get very emotional about that, but I can tell you that once you establish that idea of safety in the mind, kids can come to school and learn, everything else is easier. But we'll keep working on that. As far as our academics post-COVID, I can tell you we're slaying it compared to the state of Michigan. And all measures, if you look at our literacy and our math scores, the help of Trustee Love here and the entire team, we support, and our first priority outside of safety is making sure that our kids learn to read, learn to do math, right? Be functional adults when they leave Clarkston Community Schools. Lots of other stuff to be concerned about. But the great thing about this, I can tell you, and Trustee Van Love here will back me up, is we see all the blues, which is Clarkston, all the greens, the state of Michigan. The first line is previous year, and that blue line is this past year. We're going up, and we're crushing against the state. But I can tell you that when we get in our meetings, that we don't even look at this anymore. Because the state of Michigan, man will tell you, is not even worth comparing to, because their bar and their standards are so low that it doesn't even really equate. We look at Oakland County, which we are in the top part of, but we aspire to more. We feel like not only can every kid learn, but that we should be on a trajectory that's outside whatever is set by, Lansing or anything else right now. We think our kids need to be ready to go. And if you're a business owner or you're looking for the future of Clarkston that way, I can assure you the state is strong. We are moving forward. We have completely made up the stagger. When it came to COVID, and that was a rough period for all involved, including yours truly here. It wasn't always the most popular period. It was a very difficult time to be alive and be an educator. We got through it. We are advancing. We are moving forward as part of Clarkston Schools, as part of Independence Township. Stewardship and community building. This is my mantra as a superintendent. It might be a shock, but right now, if you look at the pictures outside the nice boardroom we have here, there's been like 6 superintendents since the 1940s in Clarkston. Okay? I can give you a little secret. In the last 5 years, Lake Orion, no offense, they've had, I think, 4 superintendents. Their one just left to go to Grand Rapids, and they're getting, I don't know if that's a 5th one or the 4th one. Right? Nothing against it. Lake Orion, we're right neck and neck back and forth as far as achievement. I love the bar room and football and everything else. But there's something to be said about the stability that we've had over the years of our leadership in the school district, because our leaders have come from our community. Shocking again that they stay around and want to be part of that community. But this idea of stewardship, community building, comes to me as a superintendent. When I bring in new teachers that might be from around the state or around the country, I instill in them the idea that we do more than educate kids here. We help build our community. We're here to support every part of Independence Township. And when I talk about that, I have a wonderful Board of Education. We don't always agree on everything, but that's called good government. Okay? We said it again. You don't have to agree all the time. But the individuals that sit up here throughout the weeks, they keep me on my toes back and forth, making sure that what we have here is moving forward. Same thing with the district staff. I mean, the teaching, the quality that we have, that we attract at Clarkston, because we look out the window here. Right? We attract the best to come to communities like ours, and we continue to make sure we have the top staff. We also, our parent-involved engagement, our partners, it really has to be a team effort. Right down to our senior citizens and older adults, which are 2 different things. I've been taught in this community by going to the meetings that older adults do not like to be called senior citizens. I'm just going to be a little hit on that one. Bottom line, though, is it's involved engagement. It means making sure they're coming to our place. We're transporting and making every means necessary for everything from pickleball to walking the hallways at night. So, I mean, we got a lot of different ways that we try to engage it. And then it's facility use for our community. Okay, you're here tonight. When I talk to Independence Township, always looking at avenues that you guys can collectively come into our schools and use them. If you have a business, if you have an organization, you have a club, reach out to me. If I can help you in facility use, again, it's part of the state of our school district. I want to be more encompassing when it comes to engaging and supporting what we have going on in this community. But it really is a series of partnerships. I'm kind of the lightning rod or conduit between that. I'm really fortunate to have this role at Clarkston. I get to see everything from the board of directors for the Chamber of Commerce. Yeah, I'm an education superintendent. Super interesting, Not always topical for me, but I try to find a place to fight in. We're having a job fair in a couple weeks for those of you on the chamber. In school for all our juniors, seniors across the district, so we can get you some full-time, part-time help. Might seem like a small detail. It's not. It's, again, making connections. Our kids want to work. Part of what you see on TV and the media, kids in Clarkston are hard workers. They put their nose to the grind, and they're the kind of people who work in their businesses. Our future, coming to my close of my little presentation here. To me, it's all ends of the spectrum. When it comes to students that are struggling in Clarkston schools, we develop a system of support to make sure they can read and write, regardless of what school they go to. We're going to continue to double down. That's part of our big success post-COVID, is that we look at it as our duty, our responsibility to make sure that the kids are learning as they come through their schools. They should get their money back. This is taxpayer money. They're coming through the schools not learning. Are we perfect yet? Absolutely not. I'm not here to tell you that as part of Clarkston schools. It's not perfect. Are we working on it? Absolutely. We're going to Same thing with whole child. What does that mean in Clarkston? I'm always really sensitive to our community. It means making sure we're looking out for the mental health of our kids, all right, early on. Is it part of my first chart with academics in terms of where things need to lie? No, but unfortunately, I live in the year 2024 on my back, on the school systems that we're there to help at least support and be engaged with our community, because I can't turn my back. We have students here, if something's not right in their heads, and I just turn them out into the community, who does that help? It's not help Independence Township, I can tell you for certain. And it's got to be all our responsibilities to reach our arms around these kids. Maybe not be with everybody else, but we've got to find a way to educate them and continue to put their mental welfare. Career readiness awareness. Huge thing. My expectation from all my principals, especially obviously high school, is that every kid that crosses the stage at Pine Knob Music Theater, for those who took a hiatus for about 15 years and called it DTE, still not behind that one, but Pine Knob, crossing that stage, wherever they're going someplace. I ask every kid as I'm walking up and going, staking through the student body there, and it's like, I want to hear where we're going, where they head. It could be the military, it could be to college, it could be working in a family business. I don't care that they go to a specific spot. I care that they're moving forward to something better, right? They're moving forward, they're taking the road of their life, and they're living the American dream. This is where it starts. It's not an end point when you graduate, guys. It is a starting point in Clarkston schools. Also, looking at the idea of advanced sports and achievement. We have more AP classes in Clarkston, fact check, than I believe any other school district in Oakland County. And if not, somebody passed me up this year, then, you know, it's something you would think. We're a little Clarkston, we're kind of unassuming, right? We're a couple exits off I-75. We have robotics programs. We have school-to-school international baccalaureate programs, right? We got advanced studies programs. We have colleges. U of M Flint, now we're making a relationship with Hope, I believe, to bring in the opportunity for kids to get college credit while they're in school. It's going to be exciting, and to me, it's a starting point. Why should you start one thing and then another in a perfectly straight line? Here's another thing. Kids are not the same. They need different challenges. They need to be challenged, and that's part of our mission here at Clarkston Schools. We want to continue on with our partnerships. We want to keep looking at the stewardship of our buildings, making sure that we keep this place strong for the next generation that comes through here. We're going to be working on a new strategic plan that will come in the next 5 years. We're starting some community surveys. There's a fancy word for survey. We call them, what's for survey now? You have a fancy word for survey. I can't think of the name. But anybody come out that one? So I can't really see it. It's an environmental scan. Is that right? Yes. What's that mean? We're going to ask some questions. Hopefully not too biased. Do you like schools in Clarkston? Is it yes, very much yes, or absolutely yes? And usually I get pretty good responses on those questions. So these guys are going to make me actually make more scientific-based ones. And I don't know how much faith I have in that, but we're going to try to collect some feedback from our community as we move forward. So be prepared for that's coming. So that's kind of the end of my little my spiel on that. It's kind of an open door. This is the first time we've ever done this. I was so glad that Jose invited me to be part of this evening. Hopefully I wasn't too much, a lot for a lot of people. But nobody will ever accuse me of not caring. And I love this place. I love the school system. I love this community. And I love this country. So you guys have a great night.
Dr. Shawn Ryan, thank you so much. It's a lot of information. I was going to ask you, is there going to be a test on this? Or? I started getting that same anxiety I had when I was a student. But, oh my God, should I take notes? There's a lot here. So you said Clark Novick has joined us. Oh, very good. Clark Novick is here. And also, I didn't mention that Jim Tedder is a trustee of Independence Township. So. Very good. Well, it is my distinct privilege and honor to introduce the main reason why we're here is to hear the State of the Township address. And one thing we saw with Dr. Ryan, there's a lot of passion. And I will say one thing about the supervisor of Independence Township, he has a lot of passion. So I'd like to introduce Supervisor, El Supervisor himself, Jose Aliaga.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Well, first of all, I want to give special thanks for our superintendent, Clarkston School, Shawn Ryan, for putting this together. Thank you so much. Thank you also for the great work and dedication for the schools. Also, I'm going to acknowledge, first of all, I'm going to acknowledge my family is here. I'm very happy and proud to have my family here with me. My dear wife, Lindsay, my son, Joseph, here. Looking forward for my son to see him attending to Clarkston schools, of course. And my father, who's here. My father, Jose Aliaga. Thanks, Father, for here. Thank you. Well, good evening, everyone. But for me, it's an honor and privilege to be here. Before I start, I wonder how many people would like me to speak Spanish or English? English, okay, English. All right, well, for the people that wonder, if I see a lot of people for first time probably see me and wonder if I have a British accent. Actually, I don't. I born in Peru in South America. That was a joke, actually. I know I don't have a British accent. And I'm proud to be an American citizen. I'm Peruvian by birth, but American by choice. And I'm proud to be an American. And also, like Dr. Ryan says, he lived the American dream, so is I lived the American dream. I'm happy to be here in America, living here in this beautiful community, and the honor to be the supervisor of the township. First of all, I want to thank the Board of Trustees. Everything you're going to see today is because of the Board of Trustees. I mean, I have to thank kudos to the Board of Trustees, the clerk, the treasurer, or trustees, because I work with them. Most of the wonderful things that you're going to see today is because they support me, and you're going to see a lot of good things today. They're going to show you what we done in 2023. And before I start, I want to recognize Representative Mike Harris. Mike Harris is here in front. Mike usually come to somewhere during the week and ask for needs, ask for what's going on, and he's always ready to help out. So is State Senator Jim Roster, and also, thank you, and Congresswoman Lisa McLean. They always ask questions, as well as the county. We work with the county, with the road commissioners of the county, and it's a great relationship working with them as well with the schools. I want to thank them for your support and help, for sure. Well, I'm going to start, and then one of the things I want to start today in my presentation is about the new logo. You probably don't know this, but we have a new logo finally, and that for many, many years, I hear since I moved to Independence Township in 2000, a lot of people were talking about the logo. That we need a logo, we need to have a logo. And we wonder why was important that we have the logo. Number one, a lot of people who move to Independence Township, one of the first thing they actually do is when they move to Independence Township, the first thing they do is they Google it, where they can register or do some paperwork, and the first thing they find out is Clarkston, and they go to downtown Clarkston, to Depot Park, and the first thing, hey, I'm gonna file my document paperwork from Clarkston, and people says, excuse me, sir, but you don't live in Clarkston. What do you mean? You live in Independence Township. He says, no, I live in Clarkston. My realtor told me I live in Clarkston. And no, they find out actually they live in Independence Township. And if you notice, we are one of the few communities in North Oakland County that we don't have a sign say, welcome to Independence Township for many years. In order to do all these things, we need to have a logo. So the board support me to hire a company. The board decided to hire a company, Q&M agency, and they are a professional company. They help out with the logo. They give us a recommendation, and then we put together a committee to look into the logo and the branding. And the board approved in an early meeting this year, we approved the logo. And then now our residents will begin to see the new logo around our town and begin used for our communications.
Independence Township features a bit of everything folks want, from unique dining to rural outdoor activities and world touring live music. Residents, visitors, and commuters alike enjoy the stability of a small town without sacrificing the education, technology, and services of the township. The experiences over time create a picture of a life full of family, friends, success, and support of a community. everything in Independence Township.
That's one of the first things that we done. Thank you. Then, working with the Board of Trustees, working with all the township members, we create and improve our communication for our residents. One of the first things that I saw back in 2022 is that we didn't have a Facebook page. And now those days, a lot of people use Facebook for communications to be more engaged for the community. I saw that other communities have a Facebook page, but we didn't have it. And since Facebook is on since 2008 or 2007, 2008, so finally now we have a Facebook page of Independence Township where we provide some updates, information, and better communication for the residents. That helps a lot. Now I'm gonna make an introduction. Now I wanna welcome to Adam Klein as a new director. He's bringing a good experience management. He's also, he has been helping me a lot. He has tons of experience. He comes from Oakland Township, and he has been helping me a lot in Parks and Rec. And also, I'm gonna also introduce you and welcome to also Deputy Director Lisa Christensen. Lisa actually was awarded in the Recreation Leadership Award at the annual MPARTS conference on February. The Recreation Leadership Award is presented to a member for outstanding contributions and leadership in recreation programming. So I want to thank Lisa. Lisa's here, please. Lisa, thank you. And you can come up front, Lisa. Actually, I would like to present something for Lisa as well on behalf of the township. Lisa has been helping a lot, and I'm going to show you a lot the things that we done actually in 2023 with our parks. So now we're going to go for Baker. As you know, Baker Park, we did a lot of improvements, and one of the greatest things we done is we installed a new playground and we're going to have the grand opening planned on the spring of 2024 this year on April 23 at 4 p.m. It's going to be the open house, and it's going to be great. Actually, I'm going to show you a video about that. It's great. We're going to have a beautiful playground, and also we secure funding for the playground for various sources, including $100,000 match from the Township Board of Trustees. Again, the Board of Trustees have been helping a lot.
We're very excited to finally welcome everyone to the new Bay Court Playground. We want to just fill everyone in a little bit on the process.
The Bay Court Playground is our first Independence Township playground with a partial poured-in-place surface. Poured-in-place surfacing provides a seamless and unified surface which accommodates both foot and wheel traffic. It is smooth and level, making it ADA compliant and safe for kids of all ages and abilities. Poured-in-place surfacing can add a much larger price tag to any project due to its specialty and cost of installation. But we are so excited to be able to include poured-in-place surfacing in this project. It is easy to clean, it withstands cold temperatures and high humidity, and drains and dries quickly. It's been about 4 years in the making, and we're finally at completion. Started with a $200,000 grant from the Land Water Conservation Fund through the state of Michigan. We of course added our capital improvement dollars for several years to the project. Our township board showed their support by offering a $100,000 fundraising efforts matched. We threw this out to the community in some creative ways, and we were very overwhelmed with the support. We started with contacting all of our previous donors and supporters of the original Bay Court Playground. We also held a challenge with the staff of Independence Township called Be the Change. We did a Step Up to the Plate challenge with our youth baseball and softball players, a Big Cup challenge with our local daycare providers in the area, did an extensive and lengthy bottle and can drive, and then we also received a very generous donation through the Barch Foundation of $80,000 through the Clarkston Area Optimist Club.
We would like to take a moment to thank the Township Board and our elected officials. This has been a very long project. It has seen several board members go across, and we are just so very thankful for all the support that we've been given throughout the project, and we're finally happy that we can all celebrate this grand opening together. In April, on the 23rd, At 4 o'clock, we are having our grand opening of the playground and ribbon cutting. And as part of our grand opening in the spring, we will have recognition for all those donors who were able to help us with the project. So we invite the whole community to come out and join us that day. There will be fun stuff to do, and of course, all this playground to play on. So come on out and join us.
So moving on, Brady Lodge. So Brady Lodge is a beautiful venue. It's on Baycourt Park, and then we got a new system of cooling and heating that now is available for the public. Now, Baycourt for many years, it was kind of venue for one season or two. One of the things we look at it with the board is to be able to have the Baycourt be able to be a 4 seasons venue. Now that we put the heating and cooling and we renovate the roof and the flooring and everything, is becoming one of the best venues in North Oakland County. Now a lot of residents and seniors utilize it, and it's beautiful because now we have heating and cooling and make it easy for people to rent for 4 seasons. And that I'm gonna show you very soon a video about that. Now, Sashaba Plains received improvements including new sand, mulch, and we stained the tables, the picnic tables. One of the other things that we did great with Adam and Lisa was we purchased nearly 39 acres on Perry Lake Road that was attached to Clinton Wood Park, and that's for park extensions and preservation. And thanks to the Board of Trustees again, because they approve us and help us with that. That 39 acres is going to help us a lot for expansion to our parks. And now then we formed a new, we start with the new Parks and Rec Senior Community working, which is Chair Heidi Warrington here. We're starting doing great things. They're meeting once a month, and quarterly. They meet quarterly, and they are looking for some recommendations for us what we're gonna do with the 39 acres. Also, the Senior Community Center serve over 400 veterans and offer 50+ travel opportunities. Provide 10,000 paratransit rides and deliver 9,000 meals and wheels. Participation in senior center programs doubled compared to previous year, which is good. And I have a video about. Hello everyone, my name is Jose Aliaga. I am Independence Township Supervisor. And today I want to give you an update about the wonderful things we're doing with the parks. We have a Brady Lodge and get heating and cooling inside. We're gonna have this venue for 4 seasons. Seniors and local residents can enjoy. Also, we already have the roof done. We have a new flooring, and we keep working so we will deliver the best venue in North Oakland County. As well as we are working on other parks to have the best parks in North Oakland County. Today, I am at Sashaba Plains Park between Mabee Road and Sashaba. It's a beautiful park, and we have been working with the Department of Parks and Rec to improve our park. We have several updates. We improve our grills. We have new grills now, but we're gonna keep improving our park to have a new sign in the park and several other improvements. But as you see, the park looks beautiful, and the park's gonna be looking very good, and looking forward to see you in the parks. I invite you to come with your family and enjoy our parks. Thank you. For the hard work and dedication of the board. Now we're going for DPW. Dave McKee is not here. He's our director of DPW. He has been done extraordinary work. I'm very happy working with Dave and all the guys from DPW and our board of trustees again. We secured $5.4 million for PFAS contamination efforts. We received $100,000 from Oakland County for PFAS source investigation. Thank you for Oakland County. And we approved the construction of a new fuel depot facility for the spring 2024, upcoming interior renovation for DPW administration offices. So actually, our DPW main office is gonna be, we're gonna have a lot of renovations there. It's gonna be like very new, it's gonna be beautiful, and we're gonna continue serving our residents, which is good. We utilize 1.2 million of ARPA funds for a new water main on Sunnyside Drive and Pine Ave Trail. And we complete the fiber optic cable installation for improved communications between our township facilities. And also we received $35,000 grant for a new portable generation. Also, we are working closely with the office of Congresswoman Lisa McLean. We are applying for some extra funding. They are helping out. So hopefully, very soon at the end of the month, we announce some more good news for the township. And here is a video about DPW.
Per and polyfluoroalkyl substances, or PFAS, have been used in the industry of manufacturing and commercial products for many years. When these products are made or used in industry, they are sometimes released into the environment. PFAS are a large group of human-made chemicals that do not occur naturally in our environment. They are used in commercial products such as stain repellents, fast food wrappers, and waterproofing sprays. They are also used in manufacturing processes and firefighting activities. Scientists are still learning about the health problems associated with PFAS exposure. Some studies in people have shown that certain PFAS are linked to high blood pressure or preeclampsia in pregnant women, thyroid disease, decreased immune system response to vaccines, reduced fertility, liver damage, high cholesterol, small decreases in infant birth weight, and developing certain types of cancer, in particular, kidney and testicular cancers.
In 2018, as part of the Michigan PFAS Action Response Team, efforts to investigate sources and location of PFAS contamination in the state, the Michigan Department of Environment, Great Lakes, and Energy tested all 16 wells within Independence Township. Test results from the Clarkston Gardens well confirmed the presence of PFAS analytes at 10 parts per trillion. That's below the non-regulatory lifetime health advisory of 70 parts per trillion set by the EPA. Upon receipt of PFAS compounds in the well, the township proactively shut the wellhead down, and it remains that way today. Independence Township has recently applied for a low-interest loan through the state to extend new water main for affected residents within the Clarkston Gardens capture zones. In addition, the township has acquired local funding to investigate PFAS sources in the area. The township continues to take proactive approaches to PFAS and is committed to providing safe, reliable drinking water to our residents.
Having a private residential well system means you are responsible for your own water system. This includes taking care of your well system and knowing your surroundings to protect your drinking water and health. If you are interested in having your drinking water well tested for PFAS, you can reach out to the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services Drinking Water Hotline at 844-934-1315 or visit the Michigan PFAS website for a list of certified drinking water laboratories and instructions on how to collect a water sample for testing. It is important to follow the instructions provided for accurate results. You can call the MDHHS Drinking Water Hotline at 844-934-1315 to review your water test results with a toxicologist. Consider purchasing a point-of-use filter that can reduce the amount of PFAS. More information on these filters can be found on the Michigan PFAS website.
For questions or more information, contact Independence Township Department of Public Works at 248-625-8222. We're more than happy to help you with any questions you have.
Thank you all the people from DPW and our director Dave McKee for their work and the hard work, and we always provide the best services for the township. Now moving on, our building department, and I want to thank also Dave Moran. Dave Moran is our director of our building department, who's doing a great work. And then And let me give you an update about the building department. We processed over 1,600 permits, including 361 building permits, 365 electrical, 557 mechanical, and 69 new home permits. We conduct over 2,400 building inspections. We review nearly 400 residential and 37 commercial plans. We praise for excellence customer service by residents and contractors. Special thanks for Dave Moran and his staff. Thank you, Dave, for your great work and dedication. Planning and zoning. We approved 24 new single-family housing units in Eagle Ridge and Morgan Lake subdivision. We progress on Independence Market by Myers with construction starting in spring 2024. And this is a view for Myers, is similar to the one from Royal Oak across of Bomber Hospital. It's gonna be similar type of Myers. It's gonna be a high-class type operated by Myers. And then we approve a dual drive-through for Culver in the major center expansion for Bridgewood Church. Also, we have plans. We have plans to submit Mr. Car Wash and renovation of the Shell stations, convenience stores. We reviewed it our Dixie Highway Downtown Development Authority, the DDA. Now, probably you wonder about the DDA. So that was very important. Many times I spoke with many residents and they were concerned about North Dixie Highway and the South. So the DDA is very, very important for us. It's gonna allow us to do something to improve Dixie Highway, to make it more appealing, more safer. It was brought to us a concern about the intersection of Wade Lake Road and Dixie Highway, as well as many residents wants to see it more affluent for commercial. So the DDA will help us a lot, and we have put together the new DDA board. And here is the chairman, David Giddens, who has been putting a lot of effort and help. Thank you, David, for your help and support. He's there. Thanks, David. Thank you. And then I expect a lot of great news and things in the future, positive impact for the DDA to our township. Moving on. It's actually going to also recognize our director, Brian Ockman, who is the director of planning and zoning. Thanks for the time and effort, of course. It's good. Thanks, Brian. Independence Television. Great memory, Independence. My dad is a big fan of Brian. Thank you, Dad. Thanks. Independence Television. So we're celebrating actually 10 years of partnership with the Clarkston Community Schools of Independence Township. I remember when I became a trustee back in 2012, one of the first things we did back then is the partnership with the schools for the TV station. And it worked out great. And let me tell you, we broadcast like 99 meetings, and we actually create 15 Raven Collins videos. We run a summer media camp for kids, and we're planning to continue in 2024. We produce 35 promotional videos for community events and organizations. We launch a new podcast connecting Clarkston with 17 episodes, and then we upgrade broadcast equipment on high definition. And the partnership with the schools is great in the TV station, because we have a lot of kids that learn how to broadcast, record, do some programming, videos. And now people can see on YouTube some of the videos from the Township Board, CBA, the school board, and many other events, which is great. It give us, and we see a lot of people subscribing to our video. We have a great channel. And if you miss one of the meetings of the Township Board or the school board, you can actually look at it on YouTube, because it's safe there, and you can look at it and you can comment. It's open to the public and bring more, not just transparency, but also awareness, more information to the public. So it's good. Let me show you here. We have a nice video here.
Good. Go ahead and press it. You'll see the red lights come on. You have now officially recorded some video onto your camera.
Citizens, I am Shawn and welcome everyone to Breakfast, Lunch, and Dinner News. We will talk about today's weather, and today there's going to be meatballs in New York and burritos in Mexico. And watch out for salad tornadoes in Canada. Finally, today the weather will end tomorrow.
Shakespeare. I tried to invite him, but he was dead. Sadly.
A swear word.
So, how do you think this media camp is? Do you like it?
Yes, this is
Yeah, it's
one of my
really
favorite
good.
camps of
Yeah.
all time.
Now, moving on, assessing department. Our assessing department is great work with them. They're always busy with appraisals and tracking the available housing market. Actually, I have to announce that this is a great information. Also, we have for disabled veterans, they're gonna receive a going property tax exemption without annual application starting in 2025. And our appraiser, which is a great news, is our appraiser, Jenny Urban, is completing the Michigan Advanced Assessing Officer program. Kudos for her and thanks for her service. She couldn't come today, but again, thanks Jenny for her effort. And also, I want to thank Kim Figley, which is there. She's our assessor. She's working great for our department. Thank you, Kim, for her work and dedication. I'll show you something here.
Never met anyone who grows up wanting to be an assessor, but once you have dedicated yourself to the profession, your goal becomes to treat everyone fairly and uniformly. I ended up in the assessing field after being recommended for a high school co-op position by Larry Sherrill, a Clarkston senior high school teacher. His brother, David Sherrill, was the assessor at the time. He brought me into Independence Township and enrolled me in Oakland Community College assessment administration courses during my senior year of high school. That led into a lifelong career of real estate, having assessed in 3 counties and selling property and appraising property throughout the state. The assessing department's primary function is to assess all properties within your community, 36 square miles in Independence Township, at 50% of market value. Those values are used as half of the equation in generating a property tax bill. Those property tax bills fund our public schools, our local government, police, fire, county government, county parks, Detroit Zoo, the transit millage, library. All of our local functions are funded by property tax dollars. The assessments are half the equation. The millage rates voted in by the public are the other half of the equation. There are several facets of this whole picture.
The State Tax Commission
recommends we review the township every 5 years. So before we head out, we pick a neighborhood that we're going to review and send letters to let everybody know we're coming. Once we arrive at the property in our marked township vehicles with our badges and our vest, we will knock on the door and let you know we're there. If the homeowners are home, we will go over the record card with them and to verify that everything we have is correct. And then we will walk around the house, take pictures of the house, and verify the sketch is correct of the house. If nobody is home, we will leave a door hanger letting them know we were there, and then we will verify the exterior of the house, and with the door hanger we'll ask them to call us to go over some of the questions that we have. And then when we're done, we take everything back to the office.
A sales verification field inspection is similar to a reappraisal field inspection. We send letters to the new homeowners, letting them know that we will be on the property at some point. Once we arrive to the property for the field inspection, if the new homeowner is present, we verify the record card with them verbally. And if we're not home, we leave a yellow door hanger letting them know we were there. We then proceed to our exterior review and photograph and note improvements in a similar manner as reappraisal work. Our office is triggered to do a sales verification by property transfer affidavits either dropped off at our office or mailed in by the new homeowner. Oakland County also sends us a weekly transfer report letting us know of all transfers within the township. The reason we do sales verifications is to, one, make sure that the record card is accurate. We also need to confirm that we have qualified arm's length transactions that are included in our sales study. The sales study is important. It is used to ensure that all properties within Independence Township is assessed at 50% of market value.
We are responsible for tracking principal residence exemptions, property transfer affidavits, uncapping of property, as well as monitoring all other property exemptions such as nonprofits, churches, school-owned property, in addition to receiving and processing disabled veterans exemptions and poverty exemptions. Another major function of an assessing department is to defend our assessments at the Michigan Tax Tribunal. If there is a concern, because we are appraising on a mass appraisal basis, sometimes we have to drill down into individual appraisals to see if there is a problem based on condition of the property, improvements that have been made that are not on record.
There's a number of things that we do, and people don't realize how much goes on in the assessing office.
Thank you, Kim. Thank you again for your hard work and dedication for your department. Now, fire department. Fire department is led by Chief Dave Pichet. They respond to over 3,100 calls for service, over 3,000 hours of training conduct for the fire department, which is a lot, quite frankly. And we have several firefighters award for their service and dedication. We have actually 3 fire stations, Fire Station 1, 2, and 3. Number 1 is actually, we renovated, it's in renovation right now. It's getting updated and it's gonna be very beautiful, and we're gonna end probably by this spring. And now, I mean, Chief Pichet and the fire department keeping all the services great for the township. And also I want to mention, also we hired during this last year with the Board of Trustees, we hired a West Strategy Consulting firm. There's a firm over Lansing. This firm is helping us to find more capital improvement or finding some opportunities for us. I'm talking about financial opportunities. And they are trying to help us also to get more opportunities for our fire department and all departments as well. I hear great things about them. Actually, they work with communities like Orion and Rochester, where they actually find several $millions for them as well. Now they are working for the township, and we're looking forward to see some of the results. They're going to be helping also the fire department, and it's a great opportunity for the fire department. And let me show you more about the fire department here.
When in doubt, call us out is kind of the motto here. Independence Township Fire Department is a professional full-time career department. We have 36 uniformed firefighters on duty. So just to get into the fire department, you have to go to the Fire Academy, which is about a 2-month program at OCC. You have to become an EMT, emergency medical technician, which is about a year long, and get licensed by the state of Michigan. Then you go to paramedic school, which is about a year and a half to 2 years long, and then get through that schooling and pass the state test. Once you become a firefighter and you're working, many different routes you can go. Firefighter is the beginning spot, then we have lieutenants that are station officers, and then we have a shift commander that's a captain. You can go the management route and get a lot of education and college education regarding management. There's a fire science degree that you can get, which is more operational based. So all those positions require various amounts of schooling to move your way up in the organization throughout your career. We run 3 shifts that make up and fill each of the 3 fire stations. They're strategically located to provide a quick response and efficient response to the different locations within the township because we cover 36 square miles. So each station carries an array of different types of fire equipment, trucks, ladder trucks, rescue trucks, to serve that particular area the most efficient way we can. We provide an array of emergency services. Obviously, we fight fire. We also provide EMS and transport to hospitals for our patients.
We run about 4,200 calls a year. 80% of those are EMS calls, medical calls. We do transport, advanced life support here, so we transport to the local area hospitals down in Pontiac up to Grand Blanc, and then some of the specialty centers as well. We have 3 ambulances on duty 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Each station has an ambulance that helps us create a better response time. So we have a variety of tools that we have in our ambulances. We have some of the most modern technology out there as far as cardiac monitors. We're getting new ventilators, which includes some different devices that'll help patients breathe easier.
We do specialized rescues with technical rescue, hazmat, specialized items in terms of rescue, provide fire prevention activities and outreach to the community.
Our job is to go into all the commercial businesses throughout the community and do an annual fire inspection. We identify fire hazards and try to educate the building owners on why that's a fire hazard. We're in charge of protecting these buildings and keeping them safe. And we want to keep these businesses in business. They're a big part of this community. We want to keep them in this community. We walk through the entire building. We look in every room. We just try to identify anything that we can see that's a potential fire hazard. Now, we base everything off of the fire code, so we're not just going in there unprepared. We do public education. We like to get into all the elementary schools, and we get a good response from the kids. They like to come up to us and give us a high five, and it's just a good education experience for them. We also open the fire stations up for tours. We have an annual open house that we invite the community in. We have demonstrations. We do fire safety presentations.
This is a part of the video. If you guys are welcome to see the video, actually it's on YouTube. It's part of the video. Oh, that's my son, no, sorry. Well, actually, we experienced everything. I actually experienced to be new. But before I go there, I want to thank Chief Pichet for his work and dedication for the fire department, for leading a great group and providing great service for the township. Thank you, Chief. Thank you. And thank you to the whole fire department. Really, they do a great job for us. And then, as you see, this is our new township logo, and we always say we experience everything. So when I shared this before we end, I experienced to be a new dad, and I'm happy to have my son Joseph here with us. And then, you know, as a supervisor, I experience everything. And you probably don't know how to be how I work in the office for the directors and everything. So I prepared this video so I can show you what it feels, or how it is that they being a supervisor. I know Shawn Ryan told us more about how to be a superintendent, which is very intense and always, you know, positive thing, positive impact for schools. But I want to show you what it feels to be a supervisor. This is what it's daily to be a supervisor. '23 was great. I mean, you know, I'm looking forward for 2024. We need to keep up doing great things for 2024, you know. This was a great article. Look at this. What we done in 2023. and without your help and every director.
Jose, are you ready?
Oh, Jennifer, for what?
To go out and spend time with the people of Independence Township.
That's right. I always like to help people, so I have to get ready.
Well,
so
you gotta do that.
Yeah, let's go. Yes, finally we finished.
Don't get too comfortable.
What?
You have to meet with all the departments.
Oh, right now?
Yeah, they work so hard for our township.
That's right. Let's do it. One more thing. This was a wonderful day spent with our co-workers and members of our community. I guess you could say I got to experience everything in Independence Township. Thank you. Thank you. Before I finish, for the bottom of my heart, I want to thank the Board of Trustees, the directors of the township, and all of you for your dedication, for your commitment, and for your help to keep our community safe, great, and our director for providing great services for our community. And for the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. And God bless Independence Township, bless our schools. Thank you so much.